Welcome to Wake Up West Palm, where we talk all things downtown West Palm Beach, and you get to meet some of the incredible people and businesses that run our beautiful community. And today we are at the Watermark, West Palm Beach, with James Abbott, who is the membership director. So James, thanks for having us at your beautiful facility.
It's my pleasure. So glad to have you.
It is so nice in here.
It is. We hear that a lot.
Yeah.
We hear that a lot. But we're excited to be the brand new kid in town in downtown West Palm Beach. It's been really fun. The last 18 months have been incredible.
Yeah, when did you officially open?
Gosh, we moved into this building March of 2023. We moved our first members in right around St. Patrick's Day. It was a riot. Yeah.
So tell us about the Watermark. What is it? What do you offer?
So the Watermark at West Palm Beach, we are a high-end senior living community offering independent living, assisted living, and memory care. The thing that makes us interesting is that we are downtown, right? It's fairly unusual. We love to be that odd entity that you don't really expect to find. And it's been really well received. People love the fact that they can be close to everything. Everything is within walking distance. They move in, they hand us their keys and go, I guess I'm not driving anymore. It's been fantastic.
So is that just not typical for this kind of facility to be in a downtown?
It really is not typical. I imagine we'll see that needle move a little bit more as people want a little bit more activity, a little bit more excitement in their world. But generally speaking, if you grew up in the suburbs, lived in the suburbs, that's likely where you want to retire. Until you realize that life might be a little difficult when you give up your car and some of your friends move into communities. Then what do? Right? How do I get to the Kravis? How do I get to the Norton? How do I enjoy arts and culture and theater? Some of those things get a little bit difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's so much downtown for people to enjoy.
We learned that going into season. It's been phenomenal. The farmers market just started about 2 months ago. When I'm here on a Saturday, it is buzzing downtown. Our members are down there buying their own produce. They're enjoying all the wares, all the vendors. It's been phenomenal. All the entertainment outside Salento's coffee shop. They've got the the mariachi band out there, and our members go down there to do that. But they really are, our members are people who really enjoy the Kravis, the proximity of the Kravis. Things like arts and culture have been extremely important to them, but they're never bored. Those that like to exercise and walk, nothing like going down to Flagler and just taking a stroll along the Intercoastal, walk past the yacht club. It's been amazing.
That's so cool. I love the community feel about it, being able to live in a community where you can just kind of maybe ask one of your neighbors, hey, do you want to take a walk downtown, or you want to go to the Green Market or go to a play?
You're so right. I think that's the one thing we love the most, that now that downtown really feels like a multi-generational community. Adding us into the mix has been a really nice way to give people that feel of being around seniors, valuing seniors. We have an amazing college. We have a lot of young professionals, but now, you get to see Watermark members doing their thing and showing what independence really looks like, even as you age. It's been great to see that.
So let's talk a little bit about that, because you have a few different options for residents as far as their living facility. So what are those 3 different levels?
Yeah, thank you for asking. So we have independent living, assisted living, and memory care. So we have a total of 155 apartments, 100 of those being independent living, 34 being assisted, and 21 in memory care. So in independent living, I want you to think of that as the way that you are living now, right? You may be cooking for yourself, driving for yourself, taking care of your laundry and all those things. Maybe you have some supportive services in your home that are coming in to make some of those things easier, but maybe you're lacking in some socialization. Right? Maybe your friends are moving away and you'd like to be around people that are more like you, right? Why not join a community that offers you that? People who have a like story, people who have like interests, right? Then you can live your life and enjoy those things with them rather than sitting at home and going, I wish I was still doing that, right? So that's what community life and independent living is really all about, is doing it as a group, doing it as a community. But then sometimes things might continue to get a little bit more difficult, right? So that's when assisted living comes into play. It's a time where you can still thrive and do the things that make you special and make you you. You're not a sum of the things that are broken in your life or difficult in your life, right? We want to focus on the things that make you amazing, right? What you do for a living. I can come into your home and help you clean. We can help you do laundry, right? We can hand you your medications, right? But we want to check those things off and go, now go live your life, right? And if we need to support you in that, then we will. Memory care is really dear to my heart, right? So for our members that suffer with various forms of dementia, our memory care is a secure environment that keeps them safe, but our programming is very, very specific to people with dementia. We have employees called NAYAs. You may hear the term in the business caregiver. We don't use that. Naya is a Sanskrit word for guide. So our guides are there to help our members through every task of the day, right? Not to point and shoot and say, hey, that's where lunch is, right? But to put an arm around you and walk you to lunch and maybe even sit with you, right? If you were an artist, we're going to grab a canvas ourselves and we're going to be there and paint with you. Some of our members have lost some dexterity, and so we're going to be that extra hand that helps them do it. But again, the Watermark way is not to focus on the things that you can no longer do, is to focus on the things that make you who you are, and we want to help you keep doing those things. So
that's really beautiful. That feels like a very intentional choice to make, to choose that language to use as a guide. I mean, already, right when you said it, I thought, oh yeah, that feels so much nicer. And I love that you really dig into someone's past so that you can continue to help them thrive in those areas that that are their superpowers, that what made them so special and unique.
It's how we focus on everything at the Watermark. It is about the individual. We take a very non-prescriptive approach even to programming, right? We don't just, start a calendar and say we're going to do bingo on a Tuesday and bridge on a Wednesday, right? We haven't had a bingo game yet. Right? And that's because...
But it's bingo! You need to have bingo!
One day we will. But our members are asking for things that are very different, right? Our members enjoy wine tastings. I got to do a bourbon tasting, right? Don't get me started on Watermark University. Watermark University is our favorite program here. It is designed to keep members and associates involved in continuing education. So I got called up and I thought, well, my weekend warrior passion is bourbon. And so I did a bourbon tasting for all of our members, and there were about 30 people, and we sampled 5 or 6 different bourbons. I had an Uber take me home. It was a blast.
Safety first.
Absolutely. But, and then our members get to tell their story, right? So think of the college professor that gave up teaching, right? Well, why? It's because, you don't have a way to do it anymore when you're sitting in your suburban home, in Palm Beach Gardens perhaps, right? Move to the Watermark and teach a class, right? So every associate and every member is encouraged to teach something, right? So whatever it is, if it's flower arranging to, English literature, bourbon tasting, wine tasting, you name it, those things are incredibly important to you, and that's how our programming is done. We go, what is it that gets you jazzed? We will put that on the calendar. So one day someone will say, I really love bingo, and then we will consider it.
Oh my gosh, that's really cool. I really love that you focus so much on growth and development. It's still, no matter what age we are, there's always room to learn and grow. And for you to be able to give them those opportunities it seems very unique in this kind of a world too. Is that a typical offering in a facility like this?
We hope to see it change. Right? We hope to see it change. I think that we are pioneers in programming based on the person, based on the individuality of our members. I think that is something that is at the forefront of who we are, and hopefully that'll change. But for now, we will enjoy being very special and very unique, and especially being in a unique environment and able to do that in a way that some cannot.
So who decides what classes are being taught? I mean, is there like a board that's
there is.
that yay or nays the different ideas?
Yeah, you live and you learn, right? So you open a community like this and you think you know who your members are going to be, right? And you have to start somewhere with a calendar. And our members are a huge part of who we are, and they drive everything that we do. So they decided that they wanted to have a meeting with us, and let's talk about the things that you're putting on the calendar, the things that work and the things that don't. So they drive everything that we do. So we realized that we had missed the mark on some things and we needed to adjust some things, and we do that in real time. So yes, they're everything to us. We enjoy being in their home and being able to utilize our skill sets to make it special for them. But if we were just doing it for the sake of doing it, it wouldn't hit the mark.
Yeah, you have a lot of bosses.
I do. I do.
So tell us a little bit more about the facility, the rooms, and as well as the restaurants. You have restaurants right here. I mean, you could literally just spend all day here.
I could spend all day here telling you all about it. So yeah, we do have restaurants. I'll tell you about that. That's something that's really special to me. We have 4 restaurants on site. So we offer different menus in each of them, and it's something to give members a lot of choice. However, you also have 50 to 100 restaurants in downtown. So our members have no shortage of options for culinary experiences. But when you dine here, if you're in independent living, it's really neat. We have what's called a flexible spending account. So you have this stipend of money that you can use for any of the restaurants. But let's say you're someone who's really enjoying the world and you're enjoying going to Palm Beach and you're enjoying eating downtown, you're not using up all these dollars. What do? Well, it's a flexible spending account, so you can use it in our hair salon. You can use it for personal training in our gym. You could get additional housekeeping if you wanted. So, if you went away for a cruise for 2 weeks and you thought, oh my gosh, how am I going to catch up all these meals and all these dollars? It's really, really easy. In assisted living, we provide 3 meals a day, as for memory care as well.
That's so cool. Restaurants, hair salon, you have it all. You have it all here. So let's talk to someone who gets to enjoy some of these incredible amenities. You want to share? Want to invite our guest on?
I would love to invite Gail Wallerstein to join us up here.
Thank you.
Come join us, Gail. We're so excited to have you. Thank you. Thanks so much for joining us today.
What he just said is so true. I agree with everything he said. I'm new, and I really, I know this is the right place for me at my stage of life, and I thought he described the facilities absolutely perfectly.
Oh, good. Now you're from New York, Manhattan.
Manhattan, yes, and it's totally different, totally. And I was overwhelmed when I arrived here, but the staff here is amazing in the sense they made me feel very welcome. They're very knowledgeable, and they were very patient, and steering me the right way and giving me some advice. And I think I made the right move. I know I did have a beautiful apartment, and downtown is wonderful. I can walk to the post office, to the United Parcel, to the bank, you name it, it's here. So that's good.
That's awesome. So talk a little bit about, you've been here for a little while.
Just about 6 weeks, and a totally new adjustment for me. The building here was well constructed, and it's very clean. And I have a beautiful apartment, 2-bedroom apartment with a full kitchen. I'm just getting into having my dinners in my apartment, which is nice. They have a shuttle to Publix, and I did a couple of events. They call it outings, where I went to a tea house with lunch. It was lovely, and I'm going again for the first time. I'm going to the Flagler Museum with lunch. I've never been there before, and I have a couple of events going on at Kravis.
Oh,
so
nice.
I got my new driver's license. I'm not driving, but I do have it for ID. And I registered to vote here, and so
you're all set.
I really, it's been a little difficult doing everything on my own, but you know what? I learned it. I learned how to do it.
You did, and you're having a good time doing it?
I've met a couple of really wonderful people, and they make me feel very welcome.
So are you excited? I know you enjoy plays, and you're going to be enjoying
I'm going to go over to Kravis
summer.
for 2 events, yes. Yes, I lived right near, I lived on Broadway, actually, so I was in the theater district. We saw every show. We belonged to the Metropolitan Opera. I did all that, and that's why I'm trying to get back into that mode of going to theatrical or cultural events down here. And you have everything here.
Yeah. What's your favorite play? Do you have a favorite?
Well, Jersey Boys I loved, and of course Phantom and Les Miserables, and I saw Tina Turner. I love her, and they're having it at Kravis, so I'm going to.
Oh yeah, I saw
everything.
Jersey Boys at Kravis years ago. We have everything here.
Yeah,
You're not going to miss
that was
out.
a great show. That was wonderful. Yeah.
We get it all down here. We
And
have
you have-
so
yeah.
much.
So yeah, and CVS is on the corner. I mean, how much better is that?
So tell us about if you were to teach, if you were going to teach them a class here, what would you teach? What is your expertise?
Truthfully, I worked for many years with my late husband. We were in a totally different business. We were in the financial business. Here I'm taking Spanish lessons. I'm taking canasta lessons. So it's a whole new life for me. But I'm glad I'm here.
That's
I think this
awesome.
was a good choice.
Yeah. What are you most excited about? Where do you think you'll be a year from now?
I just want to be healthy, to be honest with you, and stay away. I have a doctor here, and I've got a dentist here. You know, I did all that, and I just want to keep healthy and walk and exercise. I love the movies that they have here. I've gone to the theater here, saw 2 wonderful movies that I never saw before, and I know I made the right move. In the beginning, it was a big adjustment, but I'm good. I'm good.
So what would you say to someone, because I think a lot of people can relate, right, if they're considering potentially.
I would, I never like to say you should do something. I always say this is what I do, and I'm happy. Think about it. You know, I don't like to tell anybody what to do, but I think I don't really know too many of these independent living situations where I came from. Certainly, there was nothing like this in Manhattan. I did go see something, and I'd rather stay in my own apartment and get somebody in to help me. But this is great. It's really all the people that work here. They're so well trained and very helpful. You know, especially my techie lady. She's great. Like, what would I do without Renee? You know, she's terrific.
Oh, that's beautiful. Well, that's why it's so easy for you to bring in new members, James.
It really has been. This has been a place that you look forward to new people walking in the door because you know they're going to fall in love with it, and I think that's half the battle, right? Is walking in and feeling like this is a place that could be home, right? And then we fill in the blanks based on who you are as a person. And so, Gail fits the bill for, a good majority of our members. I mean, loves the same sort of stuff, lived the same sort of life, came from the same city, right?
Well, not too many New Yorkers here, I must say. Most people are from Florida, actually, but I met a woman actually from New Jersey. That was a big thing.
Close enough.
Close.
I really love too that it feels very, because you're so focused and committed on growth, and everyone wants to grow. I love this idea of just different generations being able to be in community together, because we can all learn from each other, right? Like, I love meeting people like you who've had
Thank you.
such
Without
incredible
a doubt.
experiences.
And yes, it's true. I'm a people person, and I always like to listen. And you grow that way, hearing all kinds of stories about what people did before they retired. And some of the stories about a couple of individuals that I have met here are so impressive, like a Purple Heart veteran, that I met, and he was wearing his medals. I mean, he's amazing. And another woman who had 7 children and countless great-grandchildren, and she became a teacher. I mean, some of the stories they're wonderful, very interesting people here.
Such a great reminder that everyone has a story and we can all learn from each other.
You're 100% right.
Gail, you are awesome.
Thank you very
so
much.
For
thank you for having
us.
me, and thank you for all the work you do here. You're a great asset. They have to give you a raise.
You are our greatest asset. And yes.
My God. And correct. Oh my gosh. James, thank you so much for having us. Thank you for taking the time to co-host with me. This was so fun.
This is a riot, and thank you for welcoming us into your home.
Thank you
We really
so
appreciate
much,
it.
James. I appreciate it. You've been very lovely to me. Thank you. Everybody here.
So if anybody is interested in learning more about the Watermark at West Palm Beach?
Yeah, so visiting our website is probably the best place to go, and that is the watermarkwestpalmbeach.com. And check that out. Everything is on there. Our floor plans, of which we have 16 or more, even including assisted living and memory care. All the options that we have for dining experiences, our programming, all of that is in there. We are here to help seniors thrive. It is what we want for our seniors as they age in place, and we're just glad to be a part of that and glad to be a part of this greater downtown neighborhood. We appreciate the welcome, and we look forward to opening our doors to you.
Awesome. James, Gail, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for watching. We so appreciate it. And until next time, go enjoy something in downtown West Palm Beach.